Welcome to Out the Trunk with Jordan and Darius. My name is Darius. That's these all up in your area on all socials.
And I'm Jordan. That's Jordy B writing on all socials.
This is our What's on Our Mind segment where we let you guys know what's on our mind, what's going on the internet this week. Let me ask you a question, man. Are you an eclectic person?
You know what? That's something I forgot to bring up. I meant to text you about that. We can talk about this for an hour, dead ass. The layers.
Can I offer up a
I
minor defense of Cam really quick?
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You knew what the fuck he meant. Don't correct me in front of all these people, man. I just don't. When you correct people's grammar, like all these white people looking and you gonna tell me I said the wrong word. If you know what somebody means, it is improper to publicly like chastise their grammar. But
So what you're saying is his vocabulary is not eclectic? Is that what I'm
correct
hearing?
it.
It's not eclectic?
I can't even. He fucked up my vocabulary. Now he doubled down on it. And by the way,
That
great
was the worst
improv
part.
skills.
Shit, not like hell. That I was tweeting with some people about that, and I said it gave off when the class tech clown gets picked on to read out loud type
Yeah.
energy. That was the vibe I got with. Because first of all, if you go back, because I watched the clip like 30 times, it was just so funny and interesting. The stress in his face when she said, "Describe your fashion sense," and then she said with an adjective, you could see him trying to figure out one, what does an adjective mean, and two, what is an adjective that describes the way I dress. And then he says eclectic. And I think if he had said it slow, like quicker, she wouldn't even have caught that he mispronounced it. But he said it so slowly, she was like, "Say it again." And then he said eclectic. And I'm like, "You should see that's where you fucked up. That's where you stumbled." And then she just, I didn't think she was obnoxious in the way she corrected him. It was just, no, you just, it's, eclectic. But then he doubled down again, like you said, with the, no, I made it up. I made up the word.
It's a
And
Cam word.
yes, and the look on her face when she crossed her leg and stepped back and was like, "Oh, let's unpack this." Like you could tell she was like, "Oh, I'm dealing with a really stupid person here." That was just written on her face. And yeah, that was great. That was amazing. That made my night.
It was obviously Cam is Cam. But what I
Yes.
will say is I do find it off-putting especially when it's very clear what they meant to say, or
Fair. That's fair.
whatever. Like
Yeah.
I do find that off-putting when someone's like, "Well, didn't you mean so and so?" And no, that's not the
Yeah.
right word. And it's like, all right, man. Like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
You went to
I think I
college.
would have
Like,
I either would have said nothing, or I would have been like, your style of dress is very eclectic.
yeah,
I would have said it back to him, so he could have said it back to me, and then um. But yeah, no. It's obviously he'd heard the word before. He just had never seen the word in writing, I'm
yeah.
assuming. And yeah, but that was funny though. It was hilarious.
True story. I mean, I was in my mid-20s before I knew it was hyperbole and not hyperbole. I was pronouncing it
Yeah. I think we
hyperbole.
talked about that before once. Yeah.
Like, so maybe Cam read it somewhere,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
yeah, okay.
I actually don't think he's read that word. Because
I don't think Cam has read something without pictures in quite a while.
I don't. Yeah, I agree. And
Oh,
that's why I like watching him on his shows as opposed to First Take, because on First Take he's trying to sound like the people he's on First Take with, and
yeah.
that's just not his natural speaking cadence and ability and his natural verbiage. So it's just it you can see him trying to sound smart, which just it's not natural to how he speaks. Not that he's not smart, but it just looks like it almost looks like when you're doing like the sing along when you're a kid and it's got the little circle above the words bobbing along.
Yeah.
Like that's what it almost looks like he's like trying to like read off a teleprompter in his head sometimes. Um
Who was the young lady? First of all, Cam's a great broadcaster in general, but who's the young lady who corrected him?
oh, Lady London. She's a rapper.
Where's she
She's
from?
dope. I don't know. Let's see. I want to say Atlanta, but I'm not
Okay,
sure.
that would undermine my point. Bronx,
S-
New York. Okay, so
oh, yes, okay.
I don't like when Northerners get to correcting Southern accents and Southern words. It gets to feel a little y'all the ones we left behind ish.
Fair.
Like it
I
gets.
don't I
I don't
just
think that's where she was going with it.
yeah, I'll say yeah, that wasn't
He
her
did.
energy.
he did outright mispronounce the word, so that does kind
Yeah.
of change it. But
Because he said it twice. I think he made it so blatant you couldn't really ignore it. I don't think.
now they think up there they think we all dumb yokels, who
They do, and it's
who
really
just
annoying.
like get harassed by white people on when we walk to church with no feet shoes on.
Right. Which, and that's my thing. It's like New Yorkers, or not her specifically, just a lot of New Yorkers like shit on Southerners, or whatever and shit.
Yeah.
It's like y'all let Puerto Ricans say nigga in front of your face. Like I ain't trying to hear that shit from you. Sorry.
I don't think that's her energy, but
No, no, no.
my back gets a little stiff when they get to,
Yeah,
because I mean, it would be different if she was like laughing at his accent, but he
yeah,
literally just
she
pronounced the
wasn't.
word incorrectly.
And
So
you know what? Speaking of, if we're talking about like people laughing at accents, whatever. Remember when Cam got all that heat for saying that Brock Purdy was a game manager,
yeah,
and every media member shit on him and called him everything but a stupid nigger, pretty much. And
I wouldn't say that, but
I guess when they cut up all the media members, it just looked crazy. And then like they started talking about like the way he could pronounce Brock Purdy's last name. He would say Parody, but it's like again he's from South, he's from Atlanta. Like obviously that's his accent. Y'all trying to make it seem like he's stupid or he can't like he's illiterate or something. You know what I mean? That was when the time that did really bother me. Plus, I think we also just have a soft spot for Cam because of all the bullets he took.
because we're in North
As a
Carolina.
Well, yeah. Well, because we're in North Carolina and because of all the heat he took, as a player, you know what I'm saying? He got shit on for the way he dressed, but niggas praised Joe Burrow for that. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So, there's that as well.
Uh, well, I will say that his mispronunciation of Purdy and his mispronunciation of eclectic is to the right person is just tomato tomato. You just like the girl who said this.
Right. Well, fair.
Like, it's the
I do
same
love Lady
thing.
Lynn. I do. And she fine. So, hello.
She's just not a white person, so you didn't see it for what it was. But she was 100.
That's
Like,
fair.
it just depends on how you want to interpret it. But Cam.
Yeah.
You can't double down. Just like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. I just,
Yeah.
I just mispronounced the word. It happens,
I
man.
feel
You're
you.
talking to a hot mic for 3 hours. You're not gonna land every
You're
word.
not going to land
So,
everything perfectly because you can cut up anybody and they can sound stupid
oh yeah,
if they talk long enough.
100%.
Um, but I will say, I think part of the reason people were laughing so much at it is because he tends to have like women on his podcast, and he'll
Yeah.
kind of mansplain and talk down a little bit at times and stuff. So I think if people were kind of happy not happy, but they took a little bit of joy out of seeing him get his comeuppance on this.
I mean, listen, he walked right into it, and he's a grown
Yeah.
man. He's a big boy. He can handle it. But it was certainly funny. I certainly laughed. But
That shit took me clean out.
it's just, when the Northerners get to picking on accents, my spidey senses start tingling.
No, I feel you. I get you.
All
Yeah.
right, relationship topic. What you got? Was it
Yeah. So
relationship or friendship? I don't know.
oh yeah, friendship. Yeah, I
Friendship
saw.
topic. It for the crowd. It does say friendship.
Yeah. So I was scrolling TikTok and this guy made a TikTok that went viral and he was saying people tend to take their friends for granted.
Yeah.
And not in a malicious way, but just, you kind of you see them every day, you talk to them all the time, you kind of forget why you have them in your life at times and stuff like that. And he was kind of saying, a lot of you have to approach your friendship as though you believe that they're legends in the making, from the standpoint of they have goals and dreams that they're working to accomplish,
Okay.
and they may or may not do that, but you want to make sure to always support them. One, because they're your friend, and two, just like believing in the people around you, essentially. And it just reminded me of something that Issa Rae once said, where she was talking about networking, and she said a lot of people approach networking. She didn't say this, but I'm going to say it. It's basically like dick riding. You know what I'm saying? You want to
Yeah.
attach someone else's coattails, or you want to attach your name to a bigger name than you. And she
Or they
was
want
saying
to
you want to
network with bullshit. Like networking is not come in my section in the club and have some drinks. Like that's not.
correct. Yes, there's that too. Yeah.
That's just partying.
Yeah, that's just that's just being a groupie.
Yeah, like it's not.
And yeah, and she was saying, you want to network horizontally, meaning, network with the people on your level. You know what I'm saying? Like, example, like obviously we have this podcast. There are other podcasts we're going to work with people that we know that'd be horizontally. We're not DMing, Joe
Drewski.
Rogan and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Asking to go on their pods or have them come on stream or pod with us, whatever. Not that we wouldn't, but it's just, you know what I'm saying? And I really like that ideology because that's something I try to do a lot in my life and support and share the things, of people in my life that are going for goals and, making art, things of that nature. Um, I know for me as an artist, like it gets frustrating when you see people like liking and sharing shit of like that they don't know, people that they
Yeah.
don't know, and then they don't like and share like your shit. Not that they're obligated to, but it's like, you know, you kind of make a mental note, whatever. And then, there'll be this thing where people will talk to you about the things they see you doing on social media, but they don't actually comment or like or share anything in it, on the app. But in real life, they'll talk to you about it, things of that nature. So I wanted to kind of get your perspective on that.
Well, I wholeheartedly agree with networking horizontally. It's not really networking if the person you're trying to link with has no gain. Like that's just like
Uh,
that's just them. That's just you asking for a favor. Networking
right, fair, yeah.
almost exists horizontally in the sense that if we were to go on another pod, that would bring us their viewers and
Right,
likewise
right,
and the different perspectives or I might see the way they come in and out of a segment that I didn't I wouldn't bite it
yeah.
100%, but like technically you would see how they navigate it. So yeah, I
Hmm.
wholeheartedly agree. Because if you only really engage with people like above your level,
Right.
you're not really you're trying to skip steps, like
Hmm.
when Issa Rae went to cast for Insecure, she didn't call Halle Berry and Denzel,
Right.
and well, those people would have been too old, but you know what I mean. She didn't call Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan or established stars. She went and got people you never heard
Yeah.
of, because that made the show more organic, and that she obviously could have. Well, I don't know at the time what her pull was for casting, but
Well, she had an HBO deal. I mean, she could have,
yeah,
you
true.
know,
But she knew and understood that the show would come off more real if all the actors and actresses were of similar fame level and had similar
right.
skill level. And we've said this before, but like you go watch Lawrence in season one, it ain't Lawrence in season five. Like
Right.
he was a little he was an amateur, for the lack of a better
Yeah.
word. And yeah, so she lives her raps, which is great. Um, and I agree. I think that's good advice to always network at your level and try
Hmm.
to cross cross train people,
Right.
because
Yeah.
again, once you try to go up, those people don't really have much,
They're
like
all
you're asking them
specialists.
for something. It's a favor.
Right.
Whereas, when you try to do it across your level, everyone has equal time and benefit from it that can come. So,
That's very true. And I also think like there is something to sort of like some of the principles and outliers. I haven't finished the book yet, but just what I've read so far is like a lot of it is who you are around really does matter. Like
yeah.
cultivating the people in your life and who you work with, that really does matter. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stories in like we're a movie podcast, so Hollywood's going to be a big example here. Like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and Casey
Yeah.
Affleck. They lived together. They wrote scripts together. They ran lines together, did auditions together. You know what I'm saying? They helped each other out on the way instead of trying to attach themselves to a bigger actor to what I mean to not friedel off of. But at that point, what is a big actor gaining off working with you? You know. Or like there's so many stories of like groups of actors who were roommates when they first got to LA, and they kind of supported each other, and one would help each other. Tobey Maguire and Lee are a big example. They weren't roommates, but if one got a role, they made sure the other one was in their movie type shit.
Right.
Um, yeah, where you about look, you about to say something.
No, it's called in economic terms, it's like talent clustering.
Yeah,
New York City's comedy scene is just every time you go out, you're just there's an exponential benefit and a compound effect when you get people of similar skill levels and they cluster together and they work together. And
right.
all of the tech innovations out of San Francisco, most of stand-up
Hmm.
comedy comes out of New York City, most of the acting comes out of Hollywood. And that just isn't by happenstance. It's because that's where all the people
Correct.
were. And you see, like, the output, the productivity and the output,
Hmm.
it's on steroids at that point. And so, because,
Yeah.
if you're doing stand up, like, Jerry Seinfeld would say, I would go to a club and, I'd be fourth on the list, and in front of me would be, and I'm not going to know the name, Robert Townsend and Keenan Ivory
Yeah.
Wayans and,
Yeah.
and so and so might stop by, or, and it was
Hmm.
like, iron sharpens iron. And he's like, if I
Yeah.
was in the bumfuck nowhere and I was the only halfway decent person and I got to feature for 30 minutes to 12 people,
Yeah.
like would I be where I'm at now? Like you couldn't like what it's like to
Hmm.
follow Keenan Ivory Wayans in, 1982 on the stage,
Right. Yeah.
it's just so yeah, I mean talent clusters and iron sharpens iron and that's why like what she said is true, look
Yeah,
look
100%.
this way, you know.
Yeah, like even if you look on the credits of Eddie Murphy's like Raw and Delirious, legends are all over that production.
Mhm.
Robert Townsend directed the skit and I think the show itself. Keenan Ivory Wayans kind of helped write on it, I believe.
Who's the guy who
Stuff
did
like
Negro Diamonds on the Chappelle show? He was big around there.
Paul Mooney.
Yeah, you got Paul Mooney.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
big in that scene.
He wrote with Pryor. He wrote some stuff for Pryor.
Sinbad was around that time.
Hmm
You know that's one of the reasons people think the music isn't as good is because we just people don't network
Collaborate.
that same way and collaborate that same
Yeah.
way. You know, you don't sit in the garage and dick around on instruments with your friends anymore. You know,
hmm Yeah.
everyone is just going from car to school, from school to practice to home to do homework, and then they sit on their phones so they go to sleep. And there's just
And
like
that's it.
no idle dicking around. Like when I was a teenager, I just like once my homework was done, I just went outside and like me and my friends
hmm
just like played in dirt. I don't know, not literally, but just dicked
Right.
around. And
Yeah.
that's how a lot of the iconic bands started. It was just like some kid in the neighborhood showed up with his
Kid
guitar
in the
and was like,
neighborhood.
"Let me get some drums for Christmas." And so
Yeah. Um, it's like Andre 3000 said in his um Rock and Roll Hall of Fame speech, big great things come from small rooms.
yeah, it
You
all
know.
started in that little room
Yeah.
a couple years
Um,
ago on Headland and Delow. I also want to say one thing though, calling back to when you said, believe in your friend's dreams within reason, because
well, yes, yes, within reason.
I think I don't. I'm gonna. It's Young Miami is her name.
Okay, yes, we need to talk about that
She
too.
needs somebody to be like, "Hey,
Tell your friends the truth.
I can't believe
She said two fingers
touch it."
touching.
I said
She
she
raps like how Cam Newton talks.
I was like, Shorty said, whatever I am rubber and you are glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks
Bounces
to
on me,
you.
sticks to you. Yeah, did you see her tweet where she was like, I'm sure it'll grow on y'all, and everyone was like, no.
It's never a good sign when you release a snippet and within 4 hours you like, give it time.
Yeah, give it time. Because the time was the 10 seconds in the snippet.
No. I never see when Mary J. Blige released I Can Love You. She did,
It wasn't
five
no
seconds later
snippets.
be like, hey, I know it sounds
Just
rough,
kidding.
but
Psych.
um, RIP Escort Rap. You died in 2024. You
Yes.
had your wake in
Um,
2025. 2026
yeah,
is new
and they
beginnings.
got the pop up. A lot of them popped off during the pandemic, but
Yeah.
the prostitution bars are hopefully finished forever.
Pussy rap, escort rap, and drill rap. I think they all died in 2024. 2025, we had a little
I think
wake,
so.
a little,
Yeah.
little,
I
little
fuck with the
mourning
drill rap
period.
though. If it's done well, it's really effective.
It just doesn't move anymore.
Fair.
Like it just doesn't like when's the last uh they just don't they're just not culturally resonant anymore. And like pussy rap
Yeah.
isn't either. Pussy rap, escort rap, whatever you want to call it. It's just
hmm
I think it's just time for something new.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
And
fellas
also
and the
she should have
ladies, it's time for
yeah.
something new.
And also Young Miami hitched her boat to the wrong hitched her trail to the wrong truck or whatever you however you phrase it. She first of all she's not a rapper. She doesn't write her shit, well, obviously. And she clearly
I
can't
should
write
hope
well
not.
or read well.
She paid someone to write that?
I don't know. She might have actually written that, which is why it was so bad.
I hope she didn't pay somebody for that.
Yeah, I remember years ago she had a line and it said this pussy's wetter than a aquarium, and everyone was like, "A what?" She should have stayed with JT, but
Um,
obviously that broke up. So yeah, her career is over.
you
At least
know,
as a rapper.
I wish her all the best in her endeavors. I don't think
Yeah.
music is in the cards.
No, her talk show was kind of funny from the clips that I saw online. So she should stick to doing that.
I wish her all the best in all
Yeah.
endeavors.
Well, talk show is strong phrasing. She had a show where she talked in front of a camera, like a
Um,
the Angel Reese podcast type shit.
you
Um,
know, they basically reinvented the talk show. Netflix is just buying
they really
podcasts,
have.
and
Yeah,
there's
yeah, I
talk
saw
shows
that.
now. So I mean, there's a lane for some. I was gonna call her a Gen Z, but she's 31 years old.
Yeah,
For some Gen Zer
millennial.
to, be the new
Yeah.
Ricky Lake or Maury Povich or
Um,
whatever one,
yeah,
Jerry
I like
Springer.
that girl. I like Z-Way. She's dope. Have you seen any of her stuff?
Never heard of her.
Oh, she's hilarious. You should check her out. I'll find some
Well,
clips.
I will do that. One battle after another, because no one's ever
Yeah.
happy. They're mad that she won, I guess. Um,
uh,
okay.
not that you. I don't.
So I know they disagree with the character because they don't.
Right, and the character choices,
Okay, fine. But
but that's like movie shit.
that's
That's part of the
okay.
discourse.
That's fine. But now they're mad that she
Yeah.
won an award for it.
I
And
saw it. Yeah, basically, someone was saying, I can't. But somebody tweeted, they were like, "I can't believe Do You Like Black Girls won."
I mean,
Basically, the argument is that she won for essentially the Halle Berry Monsters Ball kind of role.
okay.
That was some of the um comments I saw. Uh, and then someone was saying, the awards that black actors win for playing, it's not even about the black actors, more so about the academies or voting boards, whatever, um, are usually always not always, but are usually highly archetypal or stereotypical in their nature. So, like for example, Denzel won for Training Day as opposed to, Malcolm X or American Gangster or Fences.
What was stereotypical about his character in Training Day?
Oh no, I'm not saying he was stereotypical because it's a dirty cop. I mean, dirty cop is stereotypical, but a black dirty cop is not. Um,
I guess so. What would make them happy? I guess I'm asking you an impossible question
yeah,
to speak for them,
right,
but like
right. Um,
because Viola Davis, I saw one for her character on Fences, and then someone was
Fences, yeah,
like, "Well, she was a heartbroken wife," and I'm like, "Do you understand that movies need conflict?"
yes, right.
Like
Okay, I'd never seen anyone criticize that.
it's not
That's weird.
interesting to like no one's gonna like I don't it's just as limited to say black characters can never play problematic people than it is to
Yeah,
than the
because
tropes are.
it limits the one. There's already a limit on the roles we can play anyway. Number
Right.
one, and number two, there's no complexity there. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason people don't like Superman movies because
Yeah.
Superman is boring. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta give these characters, as actors call it, some color, figuratively.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, Michael B. Jordan is never going to win for Creed. That's not
right.
Academy. That's not interesting. It's not. It's just you know, Adrian Brody won for The Brutalist last year, and he was a
Yeah.
Holocaust survivor who, like, he it was rough. I'll save the
Yeah.
audience
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
spoilers, but like,
I
no
actually
one
still have
wins
not
these
seen that yet.
awards for
Playing people who
playing a
have happy
character that
lives.
just puts in his 401k every week and gets a check and takes his kid to soccer
Yeah.
practice. Like, that's not what the
Yeah.
game is. And this idea that people have got to I just want people to be more imaginative about what's possible and the fact that like
That's a good point.
they cannot consume content unless they agree with the morality of the characters on the screen just feels like a very limited way to view the world.
Yeah.
It's like, and also it's just, do you need Tiana Taylor's character to break the fourth wall and go, and that's bad? Like, like, what is it? Like,
Yeah.
I watched that movie. I never got the feeling that this was like an endorsement of her lifestyle choices. She
Right.
ended her life on the run in Mexico from, like with no communication from anyone, no talking to her daughter, no nothing.
Basically, yeah.
And I'm
Yeah, I would say
like,
she ended up being a rat, uh,
it's just like, do you
and a
think?
murderer.
Yeah, it's like, what movie? What is it that you would want? Like, do you really need
Yeah.
the actress to break fourth wall and be like, and that's problematic? Ding ding, and then go back
Right.
to acting.
Yeah.
What are these people looking for?
And I think their anglers. I don't want to say the anger is necessarily invalid. I'll say it's displaced because the actors playing a role like in a
It's
character. They're just
fiction.
serving. They're serving this. Not even that. Well, yeah, but also like they're serving the story. You know what I mean? They're not in control of who votes on whatever they decide best supporting actor or actress is. You know what I mean? Like, Jacob Elordi won for Frankenstein.
Right.
Phenomenal role, phenomenal performance, phenomenal movie too. I think we should actually review it. But and his character like killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, But if you watch the movie, it's not he's not just a raging lunatic murderer. He was acting like within reason based on his ethos. You know what I'm saying? Like that you gotta take into context the world that the character is living in, the world that the movie is creating. Um, and yeah, and I wasn't a fan of the character in the story. I mean, I'm a fan of Tiana Taylor, and I think she had a great performance. But yeah, of course, I'd agree disagree with pretty much everything her character did. But that's like the point of that's you're supposed to feel something about the movie. You're supposed to take something away from the movie. You know what I mean?
I honestly I think it's like the Marvelification of the movie industry.
Mhm.
People just want good guys on the left side, bad guys on the right side, and they want clear, easy things that they can root for. And anything that muddles that, they just think is bad. You know,
Yeah,
there's this tweet. This guy, underscore Zeets, he says, seems like a problem with representation in art is that characters can't just be characters. They
yeah,
have to stand as avatars and role models for an entire group of people so that they
yes,
can't behave badly, which is just as limiting as ridiculous as turning them into tropes.
yeah,
I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I just want people to, and I say this flippantly, but I'm getting kind of serious. Like TV isn't real. Movies aren't real. Like this is fiction,
yeah,
and you don't have to like identify or emotionally agree or anything with the characters on the
yeah.
screen for it to be good. Now, movies can be
True.
bad. Honestly, I didn't think one battle after another was all that. I
Yeah,
thought it was
I
just
didn't think it.
regular good.
That's my biggest gripe is that I think the movie's overrated and it's a long chase scene in a movie about pretending to be about something important. I won't say the movie's about nothing, but the movie is not as important as it actually as it's trying to make you believe it is.
Yeah, I look, I thought it was regular good. I thought it ran long. I
Yeah,
thought you could have cut a handful of the Leo not knowing the password scenes.
yeah,
I never really understood what the revolution was about. They never like I think it was like the name of the
correct.
group was like something 75. They never gave like
Yeah, I
any
think they're
explanation for
basically
what they
ice
were
or
doing.
anti-ice. Yeah,
Okay,
correct. I think
but
honestly,
like
some of them just wanted to blow shit up and
well,
called it revolutionary, but that's just me.
that's most extremists. But
Fair.
I just feel like they just kind of once Tiana's character, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, it's on Max. But once her character gets
Yeah.
arrested and flips and runs off, they just
Mhm.
kind of gave up on a story and just made it to Leo
That's the
running
thing.
away.
She just like wasn't in the movie anymore, and there was
No,
never really an explanation after that.
I
That's
didn't
my
think she
biggest
would
gripe with
even
the movie.
qualify for supporting. Like honestly, the little
That's
mixed
okay.
girl was more supporting actress to
Thank
me.
you. Chase Infinity stole the
Like,
show. I don't understand why Tiana was nominated. No offense.
she's in the movie for
It was
20
more.
minutes, crowd
Thank you.
audience.
That's literally at 15 minutes, dead ass. And it wasn't no Silence of the Lamb shit where Anthony Hopkins was on screen for 8 minutes, but he was the reason everyone remembers the movie. You know what I mean? This was not that. So I didn't really get the hype of their performance. Like I remember seeing interviews and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, she's probably gonna win an Oscar nomination or win an Oscar for this." And I'm like, "Okay," so I'm going to it thinking this is like a career defining performance, and I'm like,
she was
Where is she at for
billed.
the rest of the movie?"
Yeah, she was billed as the co-star of the movie.
Linchpin of the yeah.
And I do think her performance was great. And what pissed me off is we didn't get enough of it.
That's yes, exactly.
Uh,
And Regina Hall either. I don't think we got enough of her. She was fucking phenomenal.
yeah, but like
Um,
that was a character role. That was a bit role. It wasn't billed
Fair,
as
yes.
like Tiana Taylor's character was on the fucking poster, you know.
Right. And that's what was annoying. Also, I also think the movie was misbranded because they
Sorry.
I took the trailer to mean that it was like a hard-hitting drama, and it was basically like a black comedy. So
Yeah,
so
I enjoyed it for what it was. It's 2.5 hours, but it's a breezy 2.5 hours. It only gets long in the middle when
yeah,
again, it's like, okay, I get it. He doesn't know this password. Can we
we had
wrap
another
this up?
password. We don't need to keep
Uh,
hearing him listen to customer service all the time.
yeah, and then once he gets to the compound and he misses his shot, I was like,
Hmm.
there's 20 minutes here you could have gutted out. So
Yeah.
it's 2.5 hour movie. There's a good hour 50-minute movie. There's a spectacular hour 50-minute movie in there with some tighter editing. But that's
Yes.
the problem with these streamers is that they just don't edit much because you know
Yeah.
part of the benefit of releasing movies in the theater is the theaters need to turn you around because they need to make money. And so that put a
Hmm.
limit on how long the movies could be. And so
Right.
the reason why every movie's 2.5 hours now is because no one goes to the theater. So it doesn't really matter how long it is. They don't have to turn the theaters. And so
Correct. Yeah.
tighten them up.
Yeah, man, I agree.
All right.
But yeah, it does make me sad what I feel like is about to happen to Sinners this award season. If I was
I
them, I wouldn't even go to the Oscars. I would be like, fuck this.
um here's what I'll tell people. Uh I say the same thing about the Grammys. Um to have a complaint, you actually have to watch all the movies nominated. You can't say a movie deserved to win if you don't know what it was up against. And the same thing with the Grammys.
Right.
If you haven't listened to all the
Yeah.
albums, you can't get mad that so and so album didn't win when you didn't even listen to what won. So
Yeah.
do I think Sinners was the best movie to come out this year? Yes.
Yeah.
If I had a vote, it would win Best Picture. But what I will say is
Mhm.
that one battle after another was good. If I had legs, I would kick you. Very good. And I have a few more on my list that
Yeah.
I haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
But
I gotta finish get through a couple more movies. The only reason I say that is because Sinners got the most nominations.
yeah,
They had like I think what like 18? I want to say 18 nominations
yeah.
at the Golden Globes, and they won 4 awards. That the math ain't mathing. That's my only really gripe. Also, I don't I got to Google the cutoff for the Academy Awards, but how the fuck is Marty Supreme up for these awards and it came out 2 weeks ago? Like,
That's one I have to see. So I can't really speak on what its quality or
no, for sure.
not.
Yeah,
But
I'm looking forward to seeing it this week. I heard it's really good.
I'll
Well, I heard
ask
mixed
is
reviews
that
actually,
people,
but
if you're going to enter the discourse, at least watch the damn movies that are nominated.
yeah,
You
I'm gonna
can't
watch. Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
you can't complain about what won if you didn't see what it was up against.
Right,
So,
right, right.
but no, if I had a vote, Sinners would win. But that movie was not without its flaws. I think once it turned
I
into a
think it actually was
vampire
too
movie,
short.
once it turned into a vampire movie, I don't think I think I would have the vampire stuff at the end where it's just like once she lets them in,
Hmm.
that was okay.
I
But
think
everything leading
they
up to that
let
was great.
I think they let them in too early in the storyline. I think I think that would other than that, I think it's a great movie. I mean, I love the movie, so but yeah, that's one thing I would fix, honestly.
But the nominees are
Um,
not out yet. When they get out,
correct. They'll probably be out in a month or so.
I will watch all of them. We're gonna give you guys a show about the Oscars, so that should be
Yeah.
cool.